Hello, hello, you beautiful stars. Welcome to Stars of the Morning Light. I am Courtney, your host. And this is how we're still recording, as what is happening. For those who have not been here in a while, electronics are odd. And as I just hooked up to get here, I don't know, YouTube changed the format again and I just clicked out of it. I will tell you that's always my problem, is they want you to review what's going on in the moment, and I ain't got moments for you. So, I have no idea. We learn as we go, right? And I apologize that I'm late, and I might have to communicate with my dog, Samson James. Hey, stop it. So right as I was about to walk in and get everything set up, I was out with my dog, and as we walked in, he stepped on a hornet. And as many of my viewers know here, Samson is allergic to all things time and space, Earth. He's a special needs dog, so that's why I'm a little late, because clearly that hornet got him. So I had to immediately get him some medicine and wrap his paw. See, he knows I'm talking to him. Wrap his paw for at least the duration of this video. So go to sleep, Samson. And then I'll clean it all back up and make it nice and pretty. So I apologize if I occasionally have to tell him to do as I say. He's a good boy, but he is he's sensitive to everything. So I apologize if that's going to be a little bit disruptive, but if I don't do these things, everything's going to swell up and he's going to have a hell of a time with it. Hello, good morning, Jargo. Good to see you. I am also in the middle of painting my living room, so that's why I probably look a little bit crazy right now. I'm trying my best, folks. Yep, I'm in the middle of painting it. And that's why I didn't prepare much for today. We're going to be talking about light workers. And I don't know how long I will talk. I don't know if this will turn into a rant. It can be Q&A. You can ask questions in the chat. I just wanted to definitely be here. And when we're done here, now I'm going to have to take care of the dog a bit more and then get back to painting. I got 4 more coats to do. Yay. Yay. It'll look beautiful though. I hope everyone is well and living well. I do want you guys to know I will be doing a sale for Dr. Benjamin Goins' iodine, silver, and detox system in November. So everyone can have an opportunity to heal and stay healthy. That'll start November 1st. I'm taking like $40 off. That's about the best I can do as a distributor. So I wanted to let everybody know that that's going to be available. Also, by the end, probably about the beginning of December, I am going to be shutting down my website. There's no big use for it with how much they're going to charge me for it come January. So start following me. Facebook, Instagram, I gotta get a little bit more active there. Always here on YouTube. So I just want to let everybody know that. So that is going to be my November. I always try to come up with some kind of sale, some kind of give back, some kind of appreciation to people, me giving thanks. And looking at the winter that we're going to head into, health is going to be very important for everyone. So like I said, about $40 off is about the best I can do as a distributor. But still, hey, that's $40 off what it would normally cost. So let's pick a card anyways, just for this weekend. Let's have a collective card for this weekend. Oh, Earth. It wanted us to have Earth. Oh, so everybody, even if you're sinuses are going a bit haywire because of the change in weather and whatnot, get outside, guys, and this is the perfect time for it. I guess everybody might need to do some grounding. So number 24, Earth. I love this geometry. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Oh, that's beautiful. As I hold it up, it does have a bit of a glare. It's kind of because of how I have to have the camera right now. I might not have stated it clearly enough at the beginning. Many of us who work off of iPads are having difficulties recording here. Guys, really look at this. For all my beautiful Patreons who are learning how to work with pyramids, and we're going to get to this level, folks. You got a Star of David, but you also, it's very faint to see, you have pyramids within pyramids within pyramids. And that, oh my gosh, guys, join us on Patreon. In November, that's another part of my give back, appreciation, give thanks. Both of the Patreon classes on November 5th and the 19th at 6 p.m., and you'll be able to see it later as well, will be free to the public. Normally my Patreon classes, because they're much more extensive and we are a community there and we're learning how to work with pyramids and we're learning how to communicate, and they're meditating together every Sunday morning. It's an amazing community. $5 or $8 gets you through the door, right? If you can't pay, if you can only pay pay $5 for a monthly subscription, and I teach there twice a month. If you can do a little bit extra, like $8, cool. You're making up the difference for somebody else. The classes there in November 5th and November 19th, will be free to the public to witness. It's going to be mostly meditations, some other stuff, a little bit about pyramids, just so, people can try it out and see how they feel about it. It's an amazing community. It's an amazing community there's about 22 people now, working together, communicating together, sending each other healing, manifesting together, meditating together, learning together. It's an experience. So actually, it's the best deal you're going to find. Kind of changing what Patreon is all about. Because why not? Because why not? If it's available and I want to do what I want with it, I'm going to do what I want with it. So, which is to help everybody learn and grow and develop their own skills and abilities through ancient aspects that will be coming back, and sooner than later. So today, hello lovely people. I see Lori came in. Good to greet you, Lori. Happy Friday. Yeah, get out and ground this weekend. I definitely am. And I also am stealing my husband. I'm kidnapping him for a date. We are not ones to go on dates. We're not those type of people. But it's been a very, very long time. Like December 2019 or something, or 2020. I think it was December 2020 was our last actual date. That's not Home Depot. Yeah, we're that couple. So I'm going to kidnap him and I'm going to film a little bit of where we're going. Of course, it's a secret. He won't know. But I will film some of it and put it up here because I hear it's a pretty cool experience. Light workers. I was thinking, about 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about this. Light workers. You hear so much about light workers. I mean, you hear so much. I'm pausing so the dog knows. There you go. Lay down. He knows when I stop talking, what I'm doing. I'm paying attention. That's why silence is good, folks. It helps you pay attention, gain awareness. A couple of weeks ago, I was actually I have finished up working at that second job at the gas station, which helped us out tremendously. We needed some stuff, and so we got some stuff. I ain't against working. But while I was doing it, I was also able to talk to the moon a lot while grabbing the garbage and process a lot of things and think about a lot of things. And I was thinking about light workers because there's so much talk about it. From Dolores Cannon to so many people. The New Age movement that came sprawling through in the 80s and 90s. Man, light workers. So I want to put some reality to it. You see what I'm saying? I want to put, what does that really look like? I have people actually ask me, do you think I am one? Which is always a fascinating question for me, because I'm thinking if you're questioning it, you most likely are. But what the problem is people don't really know what that looks like. Same as how, when I started teaching meditation, no, my goodness, 20 years ago now. I was in my early 20s when I started teaching meditation. Yeah. I used to have these classes, and when we would begin, you would always have the ones that kind of were looking around, like, am I doing it right? Or you would have ones that would start crying and then try to stop themselves from crying. And I would always pause. Sometimes I would, exit them out of the room and have everybody, keep going, just listen to music. And it was always a matter of, they would say, I'm sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing, and I don't know why I'm crying or why I can't concentrate or whatever it was. And they didn't understand that was a part of it. That was a part of it. That if in this moment of pause you need to cry, then that's a part of it. In this moment of pause, usually why they couldn't concentrate or just be in a pause is because they had this ideal of what it was supposed to look like Buddha on the mountaintop, And I would have to explain to them, all the ins and outs of meditation. And they all have this ideals of what things look like. So same as light workers. We have these ideals. And I want to say hello to I Am Infinity 13. That's my girl from Alabama. Good to see you, my dear. These ideals of what light workers are supposed to look like. And I had a new magazine had me write an interview article. This is probably about a month and a half ago now. And one of the questions is, how did you handle being the different one in the room? And so I talked about the size that I am, because if any of you meet me in person, I am a very, very large human, especially for women. I've always been this way. I was always the biggest kid in the class, no matter gender. And growing up, it was weird and odd, but at some point I had to accept myself because I couldn't change it. And knowing energy, I used it for the betterment of all. Because when I walk into a space, indoor or outdoor, all eyes are going to see me. So I knew to use my energy for good, right? Put out, shine the light. Because you're going to see it anyways, right? And if I'm in a bad mood, you're going to see it too. And feel it. But towards the end of it, or somewhere within that article, I talked about this movement, like the New Age movement, the Enlightened movement, the Grand Awakening movement, whatever the movement may be, spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers, whatever it may be, I do not fit into that cookie cutter mold. I am not going to be able to fit into a box and have that box be covered in crystals. It's just not going to happen because there's always that look. That look, apparently. And it's to draw people in, right? And it might be that they're comfortable in that. More power to them. I will never be that. And many light workers actually aren't. But then they question who and what they're actually, who they are and what they're actually doing based on that. Based on, if I'm not, Buddha on the mountaintop, if I'm not jeweled out in crystals and I talk real quiet and I elongate my words so everyone can feel comfortable, they start questioning, people do. I do get this all the time. If they are considered a light worker. Well, here's the thing. The reality of light workers is not the image that is portrayed. Not at all. And what made me think about this is one night at the gas station. This was 2-3 weeks ago. This is the reality of light workers. And I am saying I'm a light worker. I definitely am. But this is how reality really is. I was cleaning the gas station for some extra money. We needed a new washing machine. We needed this. We needed that. Cool. Like I said, I'm not against labor. Well, it's a public place. It's a public place where all the humans can do all their dirty if they want to. And usually the bathroom would be dirty. I mean, problems. Problems, right? Okay, I'm the one that would clean it up. Something that night told me to go in early. Why? I don't know. Because I kept hemming and hawing going, no, I'm going to have to wait for, pause while everybody's in there. I can't mop the floor when it's that busy, that kind of thing. But something told me, go in early. You have to get there early. Okay, I'll get there early. The moment I walked, after I did all my pre-stuff, the moment I walked into the bathroom, and the bathroom was very bad. Very, very bad. I turned right around to grab the supplies to start cleaning. And a mother with the most cutest little girl. The most cutest baby girl. Oh my gosh, she was too cute. She was so cute. Oh my goodness. I will never forget her. She is too cute. Probably, 3 years old or so. And clearly they might have been traveling. The little one was dressed nice and she got her braids all did, and she was so cute. Mom and her are walking towards the bathroom, and as I turn around to get the supplies to clean what is going on in there, I pause and see them. And the little one's holding herself. And I turned to Mom and I said, Mom, I sincerely need to clean this first. I really have to clean this. And I gave Mom the look of like, you know what I'm talking about here. And then Mom went, okay. So then I turned to the little one. I said, little one, baby girl, can I please clean this for you? Can I please make this the most cleanest I can for you so you can be the first to use the best clean bathroom? And the little girl went, I don't know if I can. And I look at the mom, and the mom goes, I think you can. And I said, I'll be the fastest ever. And as I do it for the little one, as I clean so fast and I make sure that place was good for her, they get to go, and I'm kind of standing there doing some other stuff that I gotta do. And the thought comes to me that the world doesn't understand that that's the light workers. That's the light workers. And so let's talk about it, folks. Let's really talk about it. let's talk about it. So, I saw, and I have no moderators right now, so just ignore, guys. I see, because Lori's usually a moderator, folks, but her phone is, let me see if I can do it here. Lori, I'm going to try to make you a moderator if I can from here, but because of the computer stuff, it doesn't look like I can. So we're okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Because we don't really do anything political here. So just in the chat, have a lovely time. So going back to that aspect, and thank you, Robert. That is what they are. We see the videos occasionally of the postman or the delivery man removing the snake off the deck, or doing something just random that needs to be done. We do see the videos of these people. And that's the true light workers. Light workers are here to balance it out and to exceed in the balancing, right? To help others understand that it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to change things, to change the outcomes, to do these gestures for others. But at the same time, we see these horrible videos of people, attacking someone because they didn't put the cart back in the cart rack. In the South, they call it buggies. They don't need to be under attack. It'd be more successful if you just put the cart back for the people. You know how many times that happens? Because of who I am, I put a bunch of carts back either in the rack, or a few weeks ago, I saw there were 1 million carts and one dude was trying to line everything up and he had some lined up. Well, shit, I just walked those carts into the store for him. Those are light workers. Restoring the balance. Doing what has to be done and not giving a shit if people see it, don't see it. Just doing it because it has to be done. That it helps someone else. So oftentimes when people ask me, do you think I'm a light worker? We have all these stereotypes of they are great healers, they're teachers, they're this, they're that. How does that help in the day and day? I love healers. Trust me, I teach the healers. I love the healers. I am a healer. But from day in and day out, is that what restores the balance? Is that what other people can really truly aspire to be? That's the reality of all this. And so let's talk a little bit more about the other aspects of the reality. Yes, Robert just said in the chat, the best giving is the giving expecting no return. Exactly. And that's, when you think of it that way, that is actually hermetics. That is reciprocity. What you put out into the world, you receive back when you don't expect to. And it's wonderful. Energy is given and received, released and restored. It's lovely how energy works. So that's exactly what it is. It's reciprocity. And many don't understand that, but that's okay. And you do it regardless. You do it regardless because it needs to be done. Why many light workers, because of the images that are out there of Buddha on the mountaintop meditating for days, that's always kind of cracked me up. And what also cracks me up is all these different forms of yoga that are out there now. I got nothing against yoga. But all these different forms of yoga that are wonderful and great, hot yoga, this yoga, that yoga, all sorts of yogas, right? People don't know that yoga was actually created and designed for the intent of when you have your body in a meditative state for hours and days at a time, it will not become sore and deteriorated. The muscles will not lock up. That's why yoga was invented. And I know so many people that do yoga and haven't even once meditated. So I find that interesting. If the OG Buddha was here and witnessed that, he'd be like, you guys kind of got it backwards. Kind of got it backwards a little bit. The whole purpose of that is so you can meditate for a long time period and travel and whatnot. But that's okay. Hence the world we live in. Because it looks really good to do hot yoga. It looks really good to do that. But the intent is completely missed. The light workers that ask about things like that, many light workers do not have the best or do not grow up in the best circumstances. Let's say that. They did not have the best circumstances in lives. They come from a broken home for whatever various reasons. They probably don't make that much money. They've had many disappointing relationships. To many, it would look like they can't get their shit together. But they're still light workers. Because despite all of that, despite of the complex upbringings, the hurts, the pains, the traumas, they are still choosing in the moment to do what is right. Still choosing. That is what I normally get asked when people, because I'll then ask a question. So when somebody says, do you think I'm a light worker? I normally will be like, well, if you're asking that question, you probably are. But then they will say, yeah, but I've had such a crappy life. And I know I'm still traumatized. I know I still have to do a lot of healing. I know this, I know that. Cool. That's exactly the definition. Because if you were looking at it in like a Christian faith aspect and looking at the gifts of the Holy Spirit that are attached to light workers, right? If you want to look at it that way, then the Christians would say, holy crap, look at your testimony. Look at how you can testify. How through all of the drama, all of the suffering, all of possibly the poverty aspects, whatever it might have been, and might still be, you still are choosing to do the right thing. So then when others see and witness, because testimonies are cousins to witnessing, right? Testimony, witnessing. When others witness, and they go, wow, how can they still be kind? How can they not be in jail by now? How can they think of others before themselves in a healthy way? How can they do all this when we know where they came from? When we know what they're struggling with right now? But because it's not in a pretty package, we dismiss that. Because it's not, in a shroud and crystals and talks beautifully and slowly and poetically, we dismiss it. When in fact, those delivery men, those workers, those people who might put back all of the carts for people, those people that let you in when you're trying to get off an exit and drive as we should. Those people that are just regular folks Those are the light workers, restoring the balance. Restoring the balance, shining light where normally everything would be talked about or dismissed or judged. They just do. They just make things happen. So I just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, I didn't know how long I'd be talking. And we're going through a lot of this kind of stuff with the Edgar Cayce life skill studies right now. Edgar Cayce talked about how our life, our current life, is actually just a continuum of all the lives we've ever lived. And that's how our soul views it. All of the lives that we've ever lived is just one. It's just a sequence of events of many lives that equal one existence, one life. That's how Edgar Cayce would put it. And somewhere in why you came, why you originally, could be many, many, many lives ago, many timelines, cycles. You might have been here at some kind of conception of all of this. Why you came in the first place is represented in being a light worker. So if your contribution is being a kind person, awesome. If your contribution is being able to organize people and bring them together in harmony, thank you for the contribution. If yours is when somebody calls and they're distraught, you just listen, thank you for the contribution. When yours is when a little baby girl needs to use a bathroom and she sure as shit shouldn't be using that, you clean it up. That's your contribution, right? Our lives, all of them, is just a sequence of events of one. It's just that. And so why you came here, why you were created, is what represents as a light worker. Whatever that may be. It doesn't have to be this big grand gesture of things. That's actually, so I guess I was thinking about this too. Big grand gestures are awesome. They are. I mean, everybody loves big grand gestures of stuff, right? The world loves them. But they, in today's world, and actually always really, they're here and then they're gone. They're here and then they're gone. It is the day-to-day stuff that we do that really makes the impact. That really, like I said, is restoring the balance. A grand gesture would, whew, all right, we're doing good. Everybody's feeling great. This is wonderful. Last a bit, and now we're down again. It is those little day-to-day things that restores it. But yet everybody, today's world, and I do have to say it's usually people's egos. It is usually people's egos that induce the idea of this grandiose identity as a light worker. That's not the case. It doesn't really serve what usually people's original calling as to why we're here and what they're doing presently. Robert, it looks like Robert has a question. I'm going to read this. Robert says, then with all the lives I have lived before, can I not use those experiences to help me in this life? Or do I, and what to, okay. Yes. So, it, like in the Edgar Cayce Life Skill Studies that are on Wednesday at 2 p.m., we're talking about that right now. And I think I'm going to have to do another talk about like how the Akashic is seen in regards to this as well. So, Robert, yes, your soul, all of our beautiful souls, It knows and has obtained all of the experiences your soul has ever lived, from the moment it was created to all that it has lived. Many lives, many lives, many lives. So our soul actually does have that information. But our soul often does not connect with our physical consciousness of the 3D. There are glimpses of it, little intuition nudges. There are times, definitely, if you do practice meditation. So when our soul talks to our consciousness and the two start to dance together a little bit more, we can start remembering these things. We can start to just know. Just say, yep, I know how to build this. Why? Because I've built it before. This is also, and it's a good question. I will ask Mark, I'll look at Mark's in just a moment. What a good question to lead into when we tap into such things. This is why I don't fear much of what goes on in the world, because all of us have lived through such great many experiences that we actually do know how to get things done. We do know how to build shelter if we need to, automatically. We know how to do this. We know how to do that. We know how to, all that we would need, we actually have. And that's where that line comes from. Everything you need, you have. It's because our soul already has all the knowledge of everything that has been. So yes, you can tap into it. Mark has a question. How would you deal with frequency interference? Okay, as like a light worker or just as a person, this is a great question as too. Okay, so how would you deal with frequency interference? That's a wonderful question. I want to pause for a moment and take a drink because for me, I'll always say use a pyramid, but I want to make it whole for everyone. To answer that question, there's actually a lot of little things that we can do. And so, little and big. Mark said, I was wondering if you said pyramid. Yeah, pyramid is the best. That is what my patrons are learning right now, especially how to use pyramids. So, of course, yes, I would say that. But for everyone out there, things that we generally do know, lay off social media, that kind of thing. And I do want to remind everybody, this is a nice, easy cleanse that you can do, because there's lots of parts to this, Mark, so I will answer for everybody. But remember, guys, I'm going to introduce this again. A very easy thing that you can do to detox your mind space from all the social media and AI interactions, because frequency interactions can be from a lot of things. So this is a big question. So let's just talk about AI for right now. Take your middle finger and your thumb and tap them together to kind of get your own energy going, right? And I have shown this before, but it's been a long while. Then we're going to take that middle finger and we're going to put it right where the eyeball and your brow meet. And we're going to bring that across the eye, right? Over the ear, as I can pull my hair back, over the ear, down around the ear, back around the neck, up, and then out. And you do it on both sides. That is a very great cleanse. As we've learned here, we do both sides. Up and around, then up, then out. What that can do with your own energy is we take in so much information, subconsciously and consciously, so much AI, and we really are taking it in through the eyes in a lot of ways. And remember, your everybody talks about their pineal gland, but really your pituitary gland back here, which you're kind of washing and cleansing there, back there behind the ear, is what chooses what you're going to keep and what you're going to let go of. It is actually your pituitary gland creates your perception, right? Your pituitary gland working with your eyes creates a lot of your perception. And our eyes are taking in so much. Our hearing is as well, but more so our eyes. So that's a great cleanse to do with the AI aspect. That was discussed a whole lot through the early Edgar Casey life skills stuff. Other ways that you can go about it, I want to remind everybody too, is remember that frequency, consciousness is frequency. It is. So when people say, get your vibes up, first your consciousness has to be elevated. It does. So consciousness is frequency, and your body creates that as vibration that you hold and send out. So affirmations, right? Reading, gaining knowledge, meditation, all things that we can do to help raise our consciousness, which is our frequency. There's a whole lot in all of these classes. all of this is always talked about it. When you do that, especially when you heal and you forgive and you accept and forgive and heal, right? That is all consciously creating higher frequencies. The higher your frequency, when you are not walking in anger, fear, judgment, pride, when you're not walking in that stuff, you automatically have a higher frequency. And when you are walking in a higher frequency, the other low frequencies can't really attach that well. Can't really hit you as hard as they do others, right? So that to me is the main goal, right? But as in other aspects that we can do, I did mention pyramids, and I'll probably just stay with this, and then we'll kind of move on. Is, guys, you have pyramids within you, and I will do. I think in December I'm going to do a series here about pyramids, and then in January I'm going to do a series about the flippy floppy of the poles that I talk about here, because that is what we're going through, and we are here to help Gaia through it, the earth, as I will hold this card up as she wanted to be represented this weekend. Go out and ground. Grounding can also help to block frequency interference, definitely. I don't know if people use trees as trees are really intended. I was taught this as a child, and then it's interesting. I had a college professor that taught the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, I already know this. Trees are mighty. They are mighty, mighty, mighty beings. And the same as how they take, our carbon and change it into oxygen for us, they can also, and I know this sounds horrible, they are willing participants of taking our pain, sorrow, and anger and transmuting it for us. They really can. And I know somebody said transmutation. I love transmutation. A little bit of a higher skill level there. Trees really can do that. And that is actually part of their function. They can do that for us, and we love them back for it. So as that Earth card was represented, one of the best things people can do for themselves is when they are in sorrow or anger, in confusion, is get out into nature, give it to a tree. Give it to a tree and say, please take this from me. Talk it out, love it out. Let the tree take it, soak it all up, because that tree is going to transmute it. And that is a part of their actual natural function for us humans. They are, and then we give our love and appreciation to them afterwards. I mean, that's where you start hugging a tree, because that is actually one of the best tools us humans have to be able to transmute, is using a tree. And they do not mind. It is one of their functions. I mean, it's just as similar as we breathe, because they are here. They are our healers, hands down. So if you didn't know that, because I was taught that as a child, if you didn't know that, please use it. Please use it. Whenever I'm real distraught, I go for a hike in the woods and I just turn to the entire woods that I'm in and go, I'm giving this to all of you. Just take it, disperse it, cleanse, and for about 20 minutes, I'm ranting, raving, crying, whatever I'm doing. And after that 20 minutes, I am so calm and peaceful. And I know that they have done their job. I thank that entire area. I thank all of them for helping me. So that, if we feel like we are under attack in any way, we can use that definitely. With pyramids, because you have pyramids within you. You actually have 3 pyramids to you. Some of the ancient people, even into like Da Vinci knew this. I mean, this was around and still around in secret societies, just not as well known. You can, in a meditative kind of state, right? Imagine a golden pyramid over you, right? Imagine a golden pyramid over you. That pyramid's hand down. I mean, the Russians have already proven scientifically that pyramids do not allow any negative frequencies, electromagnetic anything, which everything's energy, to enter. So you can use a pyramid. If you're not hip to pyramids, then the other suggestion I would take is every day, when you go to put your shoes on to go outside, and you can also put a pyramid over your house as well. I do. Another option for those who are like, pyramids, I don't know about that, right? So that's fine, is every day when you put your shoes on to like go outside in the world, cover yourself in blue light. And I don't mean like baby blue. I mean, this has to be like this is actually the color. This is the back of our sacred geometry deck. This color blue, folks, like dark, rich, royal blue, think royal blue. That color, blue, is hands down the best protection people can do. I mean, other than a pyramid. Ancient people knew this. Galactically, they know this. It is the best protection we have for others can see us, but man, if it's anything negative or bad, it will not see us. The best way I can explain that, and if you want extra protection, you do the blue light and then white light around it. So you're creating like a force field. The best way I can explain the blue light is it's kind of similar to like our green light in 3D. And you know, we have the green light here, or the green back. When we use that, it kind of can camouflage things. When we use a green screen. When we use a green screen, you can project anything you want onto it. And you would see it, right? But yeah, if you move your hand, it's like, oh, there's my hand. Nope, now my hand's gone. Nope, there's my hand. Now my hand's gone, right? That is what blue light, like royal blue, is like a force field in that aspect. That will others see us? Yes, because we're projecting who we are out. But if it's something negative and we do not want it near us, it will not see us. It will see whatever is the blue light is projecting it to be. Like we're not even there. It could be if you're in a store, the negative stuff, the negative energy would just see the aisle that you were in, not you, right? But if we do need to interact, others can see us. It's very, very powerful in that aspect. In ancient wise, they knew this. Hence, also why the rocks at Stonehenge turn blue when wet. There was a lot going on there, folks, but hence why. So do know that. So that's some tidbits, Mark. Good question. I can always talk about that. The main thing is the higher your conscious level becomes, the higher your becomes, because consciousness is frequency, the higher that is, the more it bounces off of you, the more it does not affect you. So, I'm just reading the chat. I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone is doing well today. So, to sum it up for the light workers, because I am in the middle of painting my living room. To sum it up for light workers, you probably are a light worker. And we need to not question if we are, if we aren't. By being a decent person and doing what is right, doing what we can when we can in our own healthy balance, right? In our own establishing our boundaries, then therefore you are one. It does not have a label. It does not have an image attached to it. It does not have any of those things. It does not even, for the majority, have even deep, special, amazing gifts. It is that we are restoring the balance. That's what it is. So to kind of end on this note, I've been saying since January. I've been trying to say the same thing since January. I referenced a lot for like the first 3 months of being in the eye of the storms. That we would be in many a storms this year in 2024. And to be in the eye of them. And to continue to do the right thing. And continue to hold your ground and shine light. Even if the storm is swirling all around you, batting everything about. I've been talking about it for months. I've also been saying that towards the end of October into November, that this was going to be a time period that many people, and there's going to be waves, right? Everything happens in waves, and some of you might be on the first wave of it. Many people are going to, towards the end of October into November, they're going to be establishing themselves as who they are. Remember, October has been and is, especially this year, the month of great healing. Great healing. On top of that healing, October is the time of restructuring, rebalancing our own inner life, who we mingle with, and what's going on internally. Within that restructuring and balancing, we've also come to understand what boundaries we do need, what boundaries we do need to set in place. This has all been happening for people. So then by mid-November and November, many of us can say, no, this is who I am. This is my stake in the ground. This is what I do. This is how I live my life. As a light worker, just doing the right thing when it presents itself. Doesn't have to be grand. A lot of us have been going through that, and it's been trying times, internally, externally. It starts with our interactions with our loved ones. It always has been that way, folks. It starts with self to self, then interactions with our loved ones, and then more of the collective aspect, the grandeur aspect, let's say, of your place in the world. So many of us have had to go through this October going, I'm staying out of it, or I'm not going to talk to that person for a while, or I'm reestablishing my boundaries here. I know more about this now here. I have to heal what? I thought I already healed that. Many of us are going through that as it feels like storms. But it's because we're truly walking in the center of them. We're truly walking in the center. Is the storm going to touch us a bit? Yeah. Yeah, as Mark asked that question. Is the storm going to touch us? Yeah. But that's okay. Because life is a series of experiences for us to learn. For us to learn and grow. So we make new decisions. We learn new things to heal and release. We learn new boundaries we need to set in place. So as these next couple of weeks, about 3 weeks or so, start to unfold, and you start to acknowledge all of this stuff, remember to be in the eye of the storm and be the eye that witnesses other people's testimonies, the eye that witnesses the miracles, the eye that witnesses your presence as the great I am. That's the best thing us light workers can do right now. So I wanted to leave with that. Thank you everyone for coming. Beloved, I see you popped in at the end. Thank you, Robert, Seeker, everybody who has been here, Jargo, thank you. Happy Friday, guys. Go out and be with the earth. I'm going to hold this up one last time. Number 24, Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. And as I hold this up, oh my goodness, that is the sacred geometry of Earth. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And yes, look at all those different pyramids in there if you can see it closely. I will definitely maybe do a series of pyramids on here, probably for Yule, because I love Yule. I love, love, love Yule. The light, the light. We are all trying to get to the SUN, because on the other side is the great new land. Can't wait. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great Friday. Do some grounding. Be with yourself. Release it to the trees if you need be. And of course, you are a light worker. You are. Namaste, guys. Bye.